kick off a series that has been a long time coming here on my channel, a wig care series. In this series, I will show you some basics of how I care for my wigs, how I style my wigs, and how I clean my wigs, and all kinds of things. And this will be an ongoing series, so if you have any wig questions, from very basic to more advanced, that you would like to see addressed in this series, please leave them in the comments below. Before we even start this series, I think that it is important to mention the wigs used in all of these demos are nice mid-range wigs. They're not super expensive, full lace human hair wigs, but they're also not cheap party store wigs either. Wig quality goes a long way and makes a big difference when it comes to how you care for your wig. Usually nicer quality wigs are easier to care for and will last longer, so keep that in mind when you're trying to decide what wig to buy. I will link all of the wigs used in these demos in the description boxes below the video. All of the wigs used in this series are synthetic wigs from Gothic Wigs or Rockstar Wigs, and I do have discount codes to both of those brands. The code changes a lot, so it depends when you watch this video. If you're watching it now, like right when I upload it, the discount code is Alexa10 and will get you 10% off. But it does change a lot. Sometimes it goes up to 15, 20, or even 25% off. So you can try putting those in and see if they work if you're watching this video at a later time. And the last thing before we finally start this series is I just want to say that these videos are about how I care for my wigs. This is not to say that this is the only way to care for wigs, just how I like to do it. You may do things a different way, and that is totally fine too. If you have advice or suggestions for others about how you care for your wigs, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I love to see you guys helping each other out in the comments. It makes me very happy. But please keep your comments positive and respectful because this channel is a nice, happy place. Okay? Okay, now that all of that is out of the way, let's get started on the most basic of basic wig tutorials. How to wear a wig.
So let's start off with wig caps. I use these two different kinds of wig caps. This kind, which is a sheer stocking cap, these are usually the easiest to find and are almost always the cheapest option, but they're actually my least favorite kind for holding my hair back because they tend to slip off my head a little bit more than some of the others, but hey, it works if it's all you have. Usually if I'm going to use this kind, I will use it over top of a netted one if I'm worried about the cap showing through like a thin wig. This full cap will cover up the netted pattern and give it a more solid look, a little bit closer to what your head would look like if it were bald. And another reason that I don't like them as much is that these stocking caps are also much hotter than the netted ones, which makes sense if you think about it. Air can get through the netted cap, but gets trapped inside this full stocking cap. So if you can get your hands on the netted ones, they are better in my opinion. These are the ones I wear most of the time. You can get wig caps online or at your local beauty supply store. To prep my hair to go underneath a wig cap, I will do one of three things. Pull my hair into a low ponytail at the base of my head, put it in a low bun, or braid it and twirl it up and pin it flat to my head. I don't think any of these methods are particularly better than the next one, so try them out and go with whichever one holds your hair up the best. This is all I do to prep my hair for an everyday kind of wig wearing experience. You know, going to the store, going to school, going out to eat, whatever. Nothing that is really too demanding. But if you are planning to be very active with your wig on, like if you are a performer or a dancer or a cosplayer or a LARPer, I will link you to a video that is helpful for more advanced hair prep. But for my normal, uneventful, day-to-day life, this is all I do. Now we've made it to actually putting on the wig cap. Because I've been wearing wigs for over 6 years, this is totally second nature to me, but I will try to break it down as best as I can. The stretchy band is always going to go along your hairline. That band is there to hold the cap in place so that it doesn't slide off of your head. Okay, so one way to do it is to put both of your hands into the cap, stretch it out a little bit, and pull it over your head. And then I just push all of my hair up into the cap and make any adjustments that I need to, and I just kind of smush my hair around to make it as flat as I can, and then I free my ears from the wig cap, and you're good. That's it. Another way that I do it that is a bit more fun only works if your cap is not completely closed off on the top. If both ends are open, you can stretch it out and pull it down around your neck. And you want your hair on the outside of the cap, so pull it through. And then I put the stretchy band up near my hairline. Hold it in place if you need to because you want it to stay put. Then I take the other end of the open cap and pull it up. When you pull it up, it should automatically catch all of your hair in the cap. Again, you can smush your hair all around from your ponytail or braid or whatever to make it as flat to your head as possible. Even though my hair is long, it's relatively thin, so I don't have much trouble getting it into a wig cap. I do get asked all the time about how to do this if you have super long, super thick hair, and obviously I can't demo this for you because my hair isn't like that, but I will link you to a video of someone who does have hair like that. Basically, you can just stack more and more wig caps on top of each other to contain and flatten your giant hair. Here's the video. Okay, so now that my hair is all up in a wig cap, I can put on my wig. But before I do that, I want to show you some of the features of the newer caps from Gothic Lolita Wigs. So I'm going to switch from this classic wavy that I was wearing earlier, which is an older wig, to a baby doll light, which is new. Stay with me here. First, I'll start by adjusting the cap to fit my head. Ever wonder what these little straps in the wig cap are for? Well, that's it! Leaving the straps unhooked will give you the biggest size, and you can shrink down the size of the cap by hooking these little straps into the notches in the base by the tag. The closer to the center that you hook them, the smaller the cap will get. Or if you have a really small head, like if you have a child who wants to wear the wig, you can even cross them over and hook them on the opposite sides to make it much, much smaller. I feel like I should note that not every wig in the world has an adjustable cap size, so this may not apply to your wig. I've also seen a drawstring type thing on other wig brands, and that has the same general purpose for sizing the cap. The other thing I want to show you while this wig is off my head are these little combs. Most of the newer Gothic Lolita wigs have them. They are amazing because once you have the wig on your head, you can just push these little combs into your hair and it will help hold the wig onto your head way more securely. Okay, so now that we have the inside of the cap covered, let's put it on. There are lots of different ways to put wigs on. There's the flip method where you put your head down, hold the front of the wig on your hairline, and then pull the cap over your head and over your ponytail, push in the clips, and then whoosh! Flip your head over. Then you brush out the bangs, style it however you want. I don't usually put my wigs on this way unless it's a little short boy cut or something, but people do this with long styled wigs all the time. It's not really my favorite, but hey, whatever works for you. The way I usually do it, it's hard to explain. You kind of just put it on. I take my hands inside the cap, put the front of the wig at the hairline, and just pull the wig on. I realize it's super hard to see what I'm doing with this giant wig, so let's try it again and switch to a bob for a minute. Starting with the wig behind my head, I pull it on. At this point, I'm not really worried about the back being situated quite yet. I usually start with the front, but that's just my preference. Once I have it pulled up far enough, I take the little clip in the front of the cap and push it into my hair. Then I take the back of the cap and pull it down over my ponytail. Once it feels like it's covering the whole back of my head, I take the two clips at the base of the cap and push those into my hair to lock it in place. If you are having trouble placing the wig, like you don't know where the part is supposed to be or if the wig is straight, you can use these little flaps that are by the ears. These aren't always flaps that come way down, but you should be able to tell the general shape of where the cap cuts back around the temple area and straighten the wig out that way. You'll want to straighten the wig out before you push the combs into your hair so that you're not pulling your hair when you try to adjust it. But once you got it where you want it, go ahead and push those little combs in. You can add additional security by putting bobby pins all throughout your wig, through the cap and locking it into your hair, but I normally skip that step unless I have a really big day planned. Then just brush out the bangs and style it if you want to. That's it. Have fun wearing your wig!
Okay, so I know that was all so tedious and so long, but that was me trying to break it all down for you. Like really digging there. In reality, putting on a wig is so much faster for me than trying to style or do anything with my own natural hair. The more you wear wigs, the faster you can put them on confidently and securely. It just takes a little bit of practice to get used to it. I hope this tutorial has helped some of you who have just gotten a wig for the first time, or if you have been thinking about getting a wig but you have no clue how to wear it, or even if you've been wearing wigs forever. I hope you picked up some new tips from this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you learned something or if you just liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any upcoming videos in this series. Next up we have how to brush a wig, so stay tuned for that video. Thanks again so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!